evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to Rogues Gallery Live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Rogues Gallery Live. I'm Chris, the Batman Statue Collector, and this is episode number 149, and we are super excited tonight because we have a lot of amazing people here tonight, and I'm just beyond excited to have a couple of incredible sculptors from Sideshow Collectibles. We also have JWR joining us tonight. How's it going, JWR?
I'm good. How are you?
Great to see you again, my friend. We were just together 2 days ago, and we're both battling the con crud, and so bear with us tonight. We're not feeling the greatest this evening, but anyway, if you've been to a con, you know you get the sniffles, you get the stuff, and so anyway, welcome JWR. We also have, I think, for maybe the very first time, we've got Marcos from Collector Zown in the house. How's it going, Marcos?
Good, very first time. Cheers. And yeah, that happens, isn't it? You get a Comic-Con or whatever, and you get sick. I've heard that plenty of times.
It's crazy because I started feeling my throat started feeling bad Saturday, and then I thought it was just allergies. JWR comes on tonight and says I've got it. I talked to Nick Bolden, who was there. He's got the flu. Like, it's just everybody, just weird. A lot of people in one spot. Yeah. But anyway, welcome to the show. We're really glad to have you here. We also have this guy from Secret Sanctuary, Mr. Jeff Delaney.
Hey guys. Very happy to be here. Should be a great show.
Yeah, really glad to have you here. And we also, for the very first time, I'm very excited, from Sideshow Collectibles superstar sculptor Jorge Villar in the house. How's it going, sir?
How everything is going around there? I'm super happy to be here. We are super thrilled. So it's going to be a blast of the show.
We're really glad to have you here. And speaking of really excited to be here, I've wanted Martin to be on the show for about 7 years now, and I'm excited that he is finally on the show. Finally come true. We have the incredible Martin Canale in the house. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for the delay, my friend.
Hey, no worries at all. No worries at all. We're really glad to have you. And again, just thank you for coming on the show. We also, last but not least, we have Mr. Eric B. from All Things Art. How's it going, sir?
Doing good. Thanks for inviting me and Jeff, and good to see everybody on the panel.
Well, we are. Yeah, I was going to say thank you for finally sending the link. All right, that's I tell you, trying to get a show ready. Anyway, welcome to the show. Like I said, JWR just got back from Fan Expo Dallas. It's always fun to do conventions like that, and speaking of conventions, we have a really large convention coming up, and that is why we brought Marcos on, because they are going to be having StatueCon, and StatueCon is something that they're Marcos is obviously trying to grow bigger and bigger each year, and so let's start out the show by talking a little bit about that. What is StatueCon? What is your vision for this thing, and why should collectors be excited about it?
Wow, going right on the spot there. So, first of all, what's up, Eric?
Hey, what's up, Marcus?
That's my boy. We met like years ago, man, at a dinner. It was awesome. Yeah. Really cool dude, man. Awesome. Jeff, what's up? You're an all-star. I wish to meet you one day as well, too.
I'm sure.
So that's basically what it is, man. StatueCon is something that. So what we had like last year, it was like a grand opening. See, I started in a little shop. It must have been 1,000 square feet or something. And we upgraded to about 7,500 square foot. Big building, and we wanted to do something different, and we just dumped statues everywhere, and so it's a big gallery full of statues, and the same hobby you guys love that Chris and Eric and Jeff and all you guys do, it's what it is, right? So what we did was we decided to do a grand opening for our new place. Something new. What our gallery is something that is one of a kind, I think, right now in the United States, which I wish, there's certain things that is going to happen maybe here and there that some other people are going to open up galleries, but this gallery is completely new because it's all about statues and the hobby and high-end collectibles. So we did a grand opening last year, and I invited a bunch of people who already support us, and it was a huge hit. It was a huge hit. People are like, man, you should do something like this every year. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, whatever. So then I decided to call it StatueCon, whatever. So we said, you know what, we're doing it this year. We're doing it bigger and better. But we really want to focus on community, and then the artists and the painters and the illustrators and the project managers and everybody who's part of this statue community. It's a small community. It's gotta be less than 10,000, if that. I don't know. But we all kind of know each other. We all kind of, just everybody knows everybody's YouTube channel, everybody knows everybody's Instagram, whatever. We all know each other. So this is a place to we wanted to make a sort of convention where everybody goes in. Daniel Bell, Martin Canale, all Sideshow, all these companies can go and meet up in one spot without the cosplay, which is not bad. I mean, most conventions we go to is like cosplay, and then you have to pay for parking and do other stuff. But this one is a convention full of just statues. So that's what we're trying to do. That's the vision. And so far, this is year 1.5, maybe 1.5. And that's what we're trying to do. That's the vision. We're trying to get everybody in one spot for every year.
Well, as you can see from this graphic here, there's a ton of people attending. Like you mentioned, there are fellow YouTubers. There's different statue companies represented. Obviously, artists represented as well. And so, what are you really excited about? With this event? I mean, obviously, you have a lot of people coming. What makes you the most excited for this show?
Oh man, well. So you're surrounded by, literally, I'm not exaggerating, thousands of pieces in a 7,500 square foot box. Okay. Yep. You have statues, you have hot toys, you got whatever. But the biggest thing of this all, which was some feedback we got from our first grand opening, was meeting everybody. That's what it is. We know each other virtually, and I personally think that the artists don't get enough credit as it is, and you never get to meet them. It's not like the comic book world, your Finch work, all that stuff, McFarland's or Jim Lee's and stuff. Yeah, you know who they are, and they get some credit. But like Jorge, who's here today, or somebody else, or a painter, or Anthony, or there's so many people around these pieces that you have no idea who they are. Let's put them in one place, give them appreciation for the love of the artwork they do, plus get to meet each other. It's just a win-win. Yeah, like Astor right there Astor will be there. He was there last time. There's so many people. You're like, oh, I've heard your name, but now you get to know them, and it's really awesome. That's why it's like a 4-day event, and I think I'm more excited to meet and get connections from everybody. That's my big thing. Everybody gets to meet, hang out. We have dinners and outings, and we have share a drink and stories and pictures, and we have so many surprises for people at StatueCon, which is kind of ridiculous. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in a realm that I have no idea what I'm doing now. So we'll go with it.
Chris still there? Is Chris frozen?
I don't know. Maybe I'll keep going if he wants me to.
Yeah, keep
What's
going.
the
Well,
is it like?
I mean,
what's like the day like? Is it like an all day event? Is there a certain like time frame? Like,
yeah. That's
what's
a
like
good question.
the overall experience?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like everybody who RSVP'd or is going will get a whole itinerary. And what I want people to do is it starts on Thursday and it goes through Friday, Saturday. Some people will be there Wednesday and it's not even on the books. We'll hang out. Cool. But let's say Thursday you get there and your itinerary is going to say we're going to open at 9:30. We're going to fly right through 7:30, and this is like happy hour from 3 to this, from this to this. We call it StatueCon, but it's not exactly a con when it comes to hey, I'm waiting in line and it's going to cost me $50 to get an autograph from Martin Canale, or I'm going to get an autograph from Daniel Bell, who will be there as well too. It's going to cost me $30, and he will only be there between 2 and 4. Good luck.
Yeah.
These guys are not doing that. They will be there, and we're going to be just chilling. It's more of a mixer, expo. If you've ever been to a toy fair or something like that, something more corporate, it's more like that. I want you guys – I have a whole list of alternative things you can do. Go to the beach. There's an art festival going on in downtown. There's this. They'll go out there, come back, message me, text me. I'll bring you a beer. We're gonna have a dinner. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do that. So that's how it is. So it's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be a really great time.
Well, I apologize. My mic was muted. That's why I was actually starting to ask a question. So I'm sorry for that little blank spot there. Justin was saying, "Hey, Marcos, I live in Metro Detroit and I'm planning a vacation up north in soon. Are you open for people to come in and browse?"
Right now, we are closed until July. We're closed until the event, and that's because we are setting up things I've showed you already, Chris, like the life-size Thanos, and I have 5,000 pounds of Modu case. There's literally 5,000 pounds of Modu case coming that I have to assemble. And then I have 3 pallets of more sideshow stuff coming. I have 3 more pallets of Iron Studio coming. So all these companies are not just, they don't have their name on there just to have their name on there. We're direct partners with these guys. Sideshow is pumping in. I'm myself, Daniel Bell and Martin Canale, yes. I wish I can get Jorge in here this year, but I get him
the next year.
I will get him next time.
The next year.
I know, I promise, I swear. But Sideshow's like, you know what? We're going to double that. We're going to send you Anthony. We're going to send you 2 project managers that will answer every question you can possibly imagine. They've worked on 1 million pieces. So you have Sideshow bringing 4 people in total. They're bringing a bunch of artist-proof pieces so you can see them. Iron Studio is bringing a bunch of artist-proof. I have the largest Weta workshop display in the U.S. You have hundreds of hot toys. So you can see these things, and they're not behind glass. They're everywhere. So you can just sit there, have a cocktail, enjoy, take pictures. And then, of course, you have 40-plus YouTubers, the influencers, and then the other people who are coming. I mean, there's just so many people that are coming So this place is like an expo, yes. The statues are fantastic, yes. But people start hanging out with each other, and that's it. It's over-the-top fun. So
that's cool. Well, JWR, you got to go to your first con this weekend, I'm sure again it was very overwhelming. But for me, like the best part of the weekend was just being able to hang out with the group of friends that we were with, and I definitely understand what Marcos is talking about. It's like the art is great, and it's just we could appreciate it, but it's really that communication, that being able to hang out with like-minded collectors, really makes it that much more special.
Yeah. It was. I had the best set of guys leading me around and showing me everything. So it was really, really great.
Well, always glad to hear that. And again, this event sounds so awesome, Marcos. And you mentioned there's going to be, a lot of artists, like some of these gentlemen here attending the show. And it's just going to be an awesome time. So congratulations, everybody that gets to attend. There'll be, tons of, footage from the con and things like that. So everybody will, you really feel like you're there, which is, a lot of times people tell me that they're like, oh, it's like you were at Fan Expo Dallas. Like, I feel like I got to experience what that was like through you. So there'll be a lot of opportunities to see, what Collector Zown is all about and what the event is all about. And so very excited for everybody that gets to attend that for sure. Mm-hmm. Any particular pieces you're excited about? Obviously that Thanos is it's insane.
Yeah, that Thanos is it's created by Iron Studios. Okay?
Yes,
it is probably about 8'4". I mean, he's massive. He's 1,800 pounds. Took me a pallet jack. Took me about 6 guys to put the torso into the legs. That piece right there, you see, we had to lift it over our heads. So it was 3 on each side, and then I had a 7th guy because it has a power cord you got to put in because his gauntlet does light up. You got to attach his sword together. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's never moving again, But we
I even want to know how much you paid for shipping.
I did not. I got a free shipping.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible!
Yeah, I got a free shipping.
That's a small miracle in itself.
I know, and it's mine. It's mine. Iron Studio and I have worked together for so many years, and we continue to grow together. We just don't sell statues. We are partners. So each company has their area. They have their own official area, and it's a direct partnership. It's not like I'm buying statues somewhere and then I'm flipping them on you guys. It's all retail. It's just the way it goes. So this is like having, because Sideshow and these places don't have retail stores. I am their retail store from the Midwest. I am that. So when you do come, you're going to go to the Iron Studio area and you'll see 150 of their pieces. It's not like 3, it's 150 of them. Sideshow has almost 100. See what I'm saying? So you get to see a good feel of what their product is. And I have a lot of Martin Canale's pieces. I'm sure I have Jorge's pieces in there. I'm sure I have Daniel. You'll have those pieces in there. And then what better way of seeing it, walking around with a cocktail and your buddy that you know from YouTube going, and then Martin Canale next to you going, yeah, this is what I did on the piece.
Speak English.
Yeah, I don't even know how much closer you can be to knowing exactly what this piece is about than this. So that's what we're trying. That's the whole purpose of the goal. That's what it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Martin, you're going to be at this convention. Have you ever done a convention quite like this before, outside of like San Diego?
In Brazil, in the first Comic-Con experience, the people from Iron Studios invite. So that was an amazing experience in São Paulo. Yeah.
What's it like for you being around other collectors that know your work and appreciate firsthand and be able to talk to you about the things that you've sculpted?
That is very special. So people become with a lot of passion and love for the pieces. So that is really welcome. But besides my work or not, the possibility to talk with others collectors, because I like two pieces and I love all the background about the stories of the characters. So can share and talk about our passions is really, really a big gift. So I hope that happens in July.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't be shy. Come close. I will try to do my best to speak my poor English, but I can understand. I will do my best to you understand me.
Absolutely. Basically, this is going to be your show. In the chat tonight, if there are questions that you have for these incredible artists, please type them in the chat. Anything you would like to ask. Obviously, again, we're big fans here, and since we were talking to Martin, I was saying this is before the show. This is my first piece that I have, and I've had many of your pieces, including some of your Batman, your Bane, just some of your incredible pieces. I absolutely love this Joker. I still feel like he holds up as one of the best Jokers ever done, period.
Thank you so much. I'm a big fan of Joker. So.
And you also got a piece of the, which I thought was just absolutely brilliant, where you got to do a collaboration with, of course, Daniel Bell on the Batman versus Joker diorama, which I have on pre-order. I'm really excited to add that. And George, I think you also had a hand in that piece as well.
For sure.
Yes.
He worked with the base and the elements and fires and a lot of crazy things.
Can you guys speak a little bit on the process of that piece? Because I would imagine it was, usually I know that it's a team effort, but I don't know if I've ever seen where it was, two sculptors with an entire design team working together to create something quite like this at Sideshow. And I've also been hearing that Sideshow has been giving the artists more creative freedom to be able to do a little bit more. Can you guys speak on that a little bit?
Jorge, do you want to start?
I was going to ask you if you want to start, but it's okay for me. Well, as you know, me, Martin, Danny, even Claudio, we are all friends. So it was an amazing experience from the beginning. It was like a chat with friends and starting to throw ideas. Martin and Daniel are one of the biggest mind in this hobby. Their creative mind is just mind-blowing. I learned a lot just working with them. Just seeing their work is like mind-blowing. It's amazing. So it was super fun because they have a really clear idea of what we were looking for this statue. So I started to create the elements of the base based on the work of Martin. He created a blockout of the piece and the base. So we're starting to search reference and starting to create some of the volumes you can see in the statue. And when we have advanced in some of the parts and sectors of this statue, we send the files to each other. We continue working, but it's super easy. We know each other very well, so it's super fun. We didn't have any issue at all. We worked about, I think, 4 or 3 months. I don't remember very well.
Yeah, I think it was close to 4.
But it was like a super easy and amazing experience. And for example, to create the base, I work in a very detailed manner. So it was, I have to look a lot of reference. I have to take in mind a lot of detail. For example, the bricks we use here in Argentina are so much smaller than the bricks used, for example, in United States. So that is a lot of things we have to have in mind. And in the same way, how is created the floor, for example. You have different layers for the floor, and if you pay attention to the details of the base itself, you can see a lot of those details and those layers of details. And I think is the whole work, the complete piece is just a work of art. I didn't say because I work on it, but I think Martin and Danny put that piece in a whole new level.
Can I ask you a quick question?
We did that.
Being that you work specifically on the base, does Sideshow tell you ahead of time, like, we need the base a certain way, this way it's strong enough to hold up the characters, or do you design it first and then they go into it and try to figure that out?
Yes, it was the second way around. For example, Martin told me something. I don't know if Martin can tell you something else about the designing stage, but I was invited to this project when the blockout was already created. So I started working in those shapes. And we didn't have any issue with like in engineering part and section. It was like super easy. But the engineering sector in Sideshow is amazing. They create they do magic. So we don't have any issue with that. And it was super easy to work in that aspect. I have a lot of freedom to create the stuff. And for example, with the cards, there are a lot of trick used because the cards and the fire have like the sensation that are in the air in some like photos. That was a trick itself to create that kind of effect.
Is Chris muted again?
No, I'm sorry. I was just actually just loading up some photos here so people can see what he's talking about there with the cards.
Yeah, great.
Look at that piece. Jeez.
Cool.
Wow.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yes, it's amazing. For me, it's a dream come true working in this kind of piece because Daniel and Martin are one of my biggest
Thank you, Jorge.
reference and mentors. And I learned a lot about working with those great artists. So for me, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, like Marcos was saying earlier, it's great that these events give more exposure to the artist's name, because I wasn't even aware of your name until like we found out you came on the show, and I sent you a friend request and you answered it right away. So I was looking at your Instagram account and I was like, oh my God, he worked on so many pieces I wasn't aware of. So it's nice to finally see the name to the work behind that we collect all the time. You know?
It's insane. Yeah, you don't even know. We don't even know they worked on it. You're like, oh,
yeah.
What?
I think we've come a long way from even whenever I started the channel. Like, you never heard of artists. Like, Sideshow sometimes would do like a profile piece, which I really appreciated. But like, that's what I always wanted to know. I always wanted to know who is the people behind this talent.
Yeah.
And getting to know you guys, that has been incredibly important for me. I know that some collectors might not care; they just want it. But
Right.
I love to know like what goes into it, and like, the background of the artist and just what inspires you to create something. I mean, Martin, this is your head sculpt right here of the Joker.
Yeah. I love Joker. I told you.
tell us a little bit about what it meant to sculpt this piece, and kind of, you know, give us some behind the scenes information.
Well, first things, when I saw this concept was done, the original concept was done by Richard Long, and when they offered me the change to work on the piece, there was some goal. The idea was doing a big 1/4 scale, so real big diorama, and they give me the change to work with another artist to do this, and incredible collaboration work. So obviously I asked about Danny for doing the Batman, because I wanted to do the Joker, and Jorge for the base. So like Jorge said, we are friends with, especially with Danny. We share files in everything projects. So I asked him something about anatomy or proportions, and he asked me something about something he's doing, and we share a lot of this kind of, and giving the change to another artist to see what you are doing, and giving you the change to get out a bit and see what is the first view from the other artist about what you are doing, and that really helps. So make a really strong collaborations on that way. So having the change to play with these projects was like a dream come true. So officially we were working in collaborations in our first official piece. So coming from the concepts, that concept was done in 2017, and when I received was in 2020. So there is many time in between. But something happened. Another company brings something very similar to the original designs from Richard. So we decided to change a bit the composition, but keeping the feel and the original power of that concept. So we start playing with that, and that was really easy when we get the final approved concept. So we start playing with Danny with the poses, and like Jorge said, I did a mock-up for the general base, doing very basic elements like and rectangle things for the wood segments, stones or stuff for the base. And with that, we start playing with the beginning of the projects. So as soon Danny and myself get some clear anatomy and pose definition for both characters, we send our sketch base and a lot of reference about what we have in mind in relation for the base, and Jorge create an amazing piece, understanding perfectly the mock-up stuff we sent and the reference, and he bring with something really impressive. I mean, the base is really a beautiful execution, and the work is blowing mind. So yeah, chapeau to you, my friend.
Thanks so much, my dear friend.
It turned out so nice. You mentioned 2020. Did some of the events of COVID and things like that, did that slow you guys down a bit, or were you guys able to still work via remotely and stuff?
No. I mean, there was some slow things, not for the COVID, but you remember with the shipping things from China.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was the only things I remember, like slow things. I mean, I work from my home, so to me the isolation or COVID things was like nothing. I don't go out my house, so
it was like a weekend.
Yeah, like okay.
Well, it's always interesting to me to see, like you mentioned, like Richard Long. I'm a big fan. Obviously, he does, tons of concept work for so many artists out there, and I'm actually excited because I'm getting an original commission by him. So he's doing a Joker for me, which I'm very excited about. But he does such great work. But hearing that was done in 2017, it's interesting to see how long sometimes the process could really be from concept to finished product. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, after the piece is done, you have a lot of time in the printing and clean up the masters, the painting. I mean, the painting job was done by Bernardo Esquivel, that he made another level work there, because was trying to catch all the lighting and the elements and the shadows and the fire. That's a scene where the roof is getting down and this guy's still fighting and burning up on the roof, broken floors under they are. So many things going around, and he catch all the elements and the color and the balance. So he started getting nightmares as well with these projects, trying to figure out many things.
I bet so.
There were a lot of elements in the scene, so Bernardo did an amazing job with all the painted. The light itself in the base with the smoke is just mind blowing. It's amazing.
It's awesome. Well, I'm really excited. I got charged today for the Deathstroke, so I'm very excited about that piece. So that'll be shipping here hopefully in the next week or so, I'm hoping. But any other villains that you would love to see worked on Batman wise? Of course, I would absolutely love that to happen.
You ask me? You are
sure.
Oh, okay. I'm a big fan of Mr. Solomon Grundy.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, you are. You always mention him.
This and that character.
That would be incredible. Say he would be you can match the size of your original Bane that you did, which was
something like that. Well, there is interesting because you have a different version. You have the very big muscular, or you can have some more like a Frankenstein long character with a long face and shadow. So maybe a mix will be nice. But first, we need to have the approval from Sideshow. So that is just a dream, a wish.
Can we talk about that for a second? So if there's a character that you want to do they approach you, or do you approach them, or does it go both ways? Like just say, hey.
Sometimes it's in both ways. Sometimes it's you ask about a character that they have. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good time. We are on good moment to do that. Or sometimes say, you know what? Maybe in future right now we are thinking on this list of characters, so you can pick up from there someone. So yeah. I can say that I'm doing a few projects from Sideshow in relation with DC characters. So there is a few things coming to that license. So
that's wonderful. Maybe we'll see some things at Sideshow Con this summer.
Stay alert.
I'm trying. Hey, Chris, Daniel Bell keeps saying that there's a Constantine piece out there that you're going to drop down.
Yeah. That was on the previous.
He keeps saying it's one of the best pieces he's ever seen.
He liked it very much, I think.
It is.
We shall see.
We're waiting to see it.
I was going to say, we saw the teaser around Christmas time, but we haven't seen any renders or anything yet, so we're excited.
No, nothing. You can see.
Yeah, Daniel Bell's all about it. He's like, man, you can't wait. All right.
I got a question for you guys. Speaking of seeing it, being everything's done remotely these days, how quickly do you get to see your work in person? Do you have to go somewhere, or do you have to order it yourself? Do they send you one?
All depends, but after finishing, let me.
Are there pieces that you've never seen that you?
I really don't have I don't keep the thing. Sometimes the thing is, you are working, you finish one project, you start with the next one, and you are focused on that. And when someday you say, "Oh, that's already out,"
but do you at least get to see every piece that you've worked on in person at some point in time?
Well, yes. Usually, outside the pandemic things.
Yeah.
The visits to Sideshow are 1 or 2 times per year, so you have the chance to, when you are there, to see the pieces already become out when you was here in Argentina, and the new one is coming that they are in prototypes or painting or cleaning up on the printing. So that is a very good things to experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's definitely on my bucket list. I hope to someday tour Sideshow. I'd love to see, and because I know it's just a museum in there.
You will love that. Everyone can go there if you have the change. Don't doubt.
And to piggyback on that, getting prototypes, or not prototypes, getting sample pieces or APs or something like that into StatueCon is challenging. It's possible, but you have a couple of factors. You got will they be available and ready? And then 2, right after Archon, we've planned it ahead that it's like Archon, and then it's Sideshow Con. So
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's like, well, we can give you 1 to 2 pieces, but then what? We need to present it to a larger audience for directly sideshow. So we might have one. We've talked about it, 1 or 2 other companies are talking about it, but who knows? But they will. What sideshow does do, I'm just specifically going to sideshow now because you got 2 master awesome guys from sideshow here, is that we have tons of APs already in the store, which are just there for you guys to see, and they just send 7, 8 more, even especially for next batches. Like, why am I getting this statue now? Because we're going for the next batch. Like I said, the limited edition, not on this show, but I've said it in the past, is that the edition size is 1,000, but doesn't mean they made all 1,000. You know what I mean? So then they'll send you an AP. So here it is. I think one of them is there's no secret to it. It's Batman. It's the Batman with the motorcycle. Mm-hmm. Huge quarter scale piece. It will be there. You can see it because the next batch is coming.
Nice.
See what I'm saying? So if you missed out, it's there, and then you can see it in person. There it is. Take pictures of it. You can pre-order it right there. There you go. So that's the challenge. So it's one of the
amazing piece sculpted by Matt Black. We were a big fan of his as well on the channel.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. And speaking of Sideshow Con, like Jeff, how long did you say that was going to be this year? It's going to be crazy.
It's the whole month. It's July 1st through 28th.
Yeah, it's
last year it was 4 days. This year it's 4 weeks.
Oh wow, really crazy this year. So it'll be hopefully they'll be able to hold our attention for 4 weeks. That's pretty crazy.
Even Martin's like, oh wow.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Keep your wallets ready.
That's right. I've been kind of hogging the questions. Jeff, Delaney, do you have anything for either of these gentlemen?
I have a question for Martin. I know you can't talk about Constantine, but can you tell me? But can you tell me is that a character that you've loved for a long time? I mean, did you read the comics years ago? Is that a character that you wanted to do, or was that something that Sideshow asked you to do?
No, I like that character. I was, when I was way young, big fan of Vertigo and of the characters. Mm-hmm. They did on that time. So when I saw as well a possibility that there was a Constantine in the list of the characters, I say, hey,
pick me.
Yeah. Yeah. What was interesting, I mean, it was my first superhero, if you can say, per se. No muscular, full dressed with a very British outfit, the trench coat and everything else. So it was a really funny to do all the scouting for the reference for the outfits and the shoes and the characters interpretation to transfer in something in comic realistic style.
Awesome.
Any idea when we'll see Constantine? Maybe at the next convention.
I bet we see him at Sideshow Con for sure.
I mean, the prototype is in painting, so I don't know how long they will take to show, but maybe for this coming July for the Sideshow Con, it's possible. Yeah, I keep it my.
That's right. Fingers crossed. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Also, there's another one that's coming. That is the Mr. Weapon X.
These guys have so many secrets. I'm telling you.
I try to remember that was a really show in the toy play, right? Yeah, I'm not saying nothing out of the place. Yeah.
Jorge.
Jorge, I've got a question. Martin mentioned Constantine, and sometimes Constantine, has got the cigarette or different things. We've noticed on our side, and just talking with other artists and statue companies, sometimes it's frustrating because the license won't allow you to do certain things. Does that all go into that? Like, are you able to sculpt things just in hoping that they'll be approved, can you kind of walk us through kind of what that process is like, and if you also feel that same frustration that the fans feel when Two-Face can't have a gun, so to speak?
Mhm.
Yes, of course. I think I don't have that information right now, so I can talk about this because actually I don't know very well. Maybe Martin can tell you something
About?
about that specifically. But with the design I work on, we don't have any issue. Maybe Martin knows more about that aspect and the design and the stuff we can put and the stuff we cannot put in the statues.
Right.
But I just want to say that Constantine is one of the most beautiful pieces I have ever seen.
Another
Here
one.
we go.
Yes,
Here we go.
I mean,
I want to
you
take
know
out
that
all my-
first hand because he worked with me on that piece as well.
When
worked
I
with
yes,
base elements and other stuff. So
I have the
yeah,
chance.
that is a
also-
crazy piece. So
I
Here
have
we
the chance
go.
to work on that piece in Constantine and Weapon X2 and
Yeah.
assist Martin on both
Yeah,
statues.
yeah.
And
I had the lucky. to get
I
to
have the
that
lucky. So when I saw that complete piece, I was mind blowing. I cannot believe that Martin can sculpt like that, man.
Mhm.
So, but
Thank you,
trying to answer your first question, I don't have that information. Maybe Martin can tell you something about that.
The question about
The
the
cigarettes
issues
and-
relation
yeah,
with the
yes,
smoke and guns and something.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it's all depend. I mean, big company have that kind of limitations by the license owners, and we need to try to do our best playing with the rules. And I think we are doing a pretty good job there. Like a personal taste, yeah, I would love to do like the character are shown on the comics. But it's something that we cannot do that in the collectible pieces with a license, right? Talking in relation with that. Hello, Mister. Someone is
That's right.
a car. Please stop your car.
That's right.
And then turn the high.
Well,
So yeah. I mean, in my case, I'm usually I try to work with characters I really love. I feel that is the best way you can represent that character because you are putting your passion and your background about that character when you're working on the piece. I don't know if that is much professional, but it's. I mean, you need to love what you do, right? So
Right.
it's not doing an perfect execution without transfer something from your own, right? And that is why I try to always pick characters that are close to what I like, or character that I say, that is interesting. Maybe I never put my eyes on that character, but when I say, yeah, why not? And I start doing a deep study about the backgrounds, the stories, and what make that character special. I'm trying to capture that and transfer to the
Absolutely.
post. to the
I will
scenes.
say that with that piece in particular, we have our liberty to create some of the elements, and we didn't have any issue with the license. So
Yeah.
we have liberty to create our own visual.
But keeping inside
Exactly.
of the rules, right? Something that
Exactly.
Right.
we know we can go in that direction, so we will avoid that. We will play with something of that elements, but knowing how to use it.
Exactly.
So we know there's a lot of elements.
I was going to say, I have heard from a couple of different sources basically saying that maybe the Warner Brothers DC will back off a little bit, that they're going to maybe be a little less stringent, which would be really great because I feel like, I mean, these things, we say it all the time, these things are for grownups. They're not for kids.
Exactly.
Kids are not spending
Have a lot of
$700.
money to buy that. Need to be something that a job that I mean, an adult and a mind you understand. I mean, the comics, but I mean different things. And the price is completely different. You can buy a comic for how much is today? I don't know, $25, something like that. And you can see everything there, but it's in a comic, it's a cover. You see inside that, and
But we even say, like, you can go to the store, the toy store, and get an action figure with guns, and they're realistic guns,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's catered to kids. So, like, why? I don't understand why they're so stringent with adult collectibles.
Well, why can't they put like a rating on it? The same way like you would go to a movie that's not appropriate for kids. Why can't they put like a rating on the toy,
right?
To where like certain underage kids couldn't purchase. Not that they're going to purchase a $700 statue anyway, but at least make it fair for the the older collectors.
Yeah.
Well, if they're too worried about covering themselves, you can just put 17 and older, and then it's on them, right? If you buy it for them, it's on them. There's guns.
Or maybe it stops the retail stores from displaying them on the shelves. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, even in my store, there's some. I mean, there's some anime pieces. Animes I just don't display. I'm like, I don't even sell them because I'm like, dude.
They're popular though. They really are.
I know, but if you can undress your statue, it's just bizarre. To me, it's like way out of my limit.
Collectors are all kind,
I know,
all different tastes. So that is part of the game. Yeah.
Okay.
With the anime stuff, like just going to this expo this weekend in Dallas, like it had this entire section of meet and greets. Like, it's like doubled from what it was last year. And it, giant crowds and giant art and all the cosplay is anime. So it's crazy. There has been a really big shift. I don't really get it. I don't understand any of it, but that's okay. To each their own, right?
Yeah, but it's true that it's a big market in relation with the anime and manga market with characters that you say maybe never saw.
No. We have Martin.
There is 1,000 of characters.
Yeah.
What is that? But the compositions and the dynamics and the things they play are really amazing. I mean,
no, Bandai
not
has
your taste of style, but you can see their.
No. Bandai has a whole area in our store. Bandai put their own area in our store. Their anime is huge. It's a huge market, especially with the 16-year-olds. Yeah, in that level.
Different. I mean, the demographics really quite different.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Martin's right. It's big. It's huge.
Hey, Marcos, along those lines, what percentage of your sales are superhero items, and what percentage are non-superhero items?
It's a great.
Sorry, what? About what?
No, it's talking to me.
For Marcos.
No, he was asking me.
Marco, sorry. I understand Martin say. I don't know.
Get out the spreadsheet.
Come on, Martin. Come on. Martin, relax, man. It's my turn. I'm going to mess with him all July. I mean, I got booze ready for him and everything. Anyway, good question, dude. Yeah, good question. But it's the same ratio, right? So I'll go with Star Wars, number 1, Marvel. Then it starts getting kind of murky. A little bit of Weta Workshop, a little bit of anime, and then a little bit of DC, which I think pushing DC would be third. DC continue. It just depends on what comes out there. What hurts DC is they need that platform. They need that platform of movies. They pump out the new Superman, boom. It'd be easy for them to be number 2. Just
once the movies get good again, then they'll take off again. I absolutely believe that. You mentioned other properties. Like this is something that you're selling right now. I know that you were. This is an exclusive piece, right? Can you tell us a little bit about this real quick, Marcos?
That piece right here. Okay, so this is a project that took me about a year and I would say a half with Iron Studio. This I understand there's not a lot of soccer fans in the U.S., but to us, to Martin and Jorge, this guy to us is
the hand of God.
Yeah, he's like the hand. Yeah, he is a famous, not just soccer player, but just an iconic human being that comes from our country as well. I'm Argentinian as well too, so all 3 of us are Argentinian. So I got this piece. Iron Studio came up to me. Well, I came up to them and said, "Hey, can I ever get an exclusive piece with you guys?" I pump it. We worked together forever. You give me a life-size Thanos, dang it. Can we get a life-size? Can we get an exclusive piece? Because I think it puts us a little bit higher tier than just a retail store, right? Yep, we're a retail store. Yep, we do statues. Yeah, but I don't just sell these statues just to sell them. It's an art form to me. I created a gallery for a reason. I've worked with so many people in the community to make it something different. When you walk into the store, it's completely different. It's not like a retail store, okay? So saying that, back to this was Diego Maradona is iconic to us as Argentinians, but soccer fans. Can I get an exclusive piece? Something that I can do that I can say it's proud to say that I worked on it? Yes. They said yes. It took a year and a half, okay? But we got it. It's something different than Iron Studio does because it's numbered. It's a 110 piece. It's numbered. They never number them, ever. It's numbered. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. There's a COA for those. Never happens. So I think worldwide, you're probably going to see about 150 to 200 of these. That's it.
Wow.
That's it for Diego Maradona. And this guy is what Messi was 20, 30 years ago, right? But it's not just that. It kind of like happens. I try to make the equivalent to the American dream kind of thing, right? A kid from the ghetto who has nothing, who works. It's something that he's talented that he didn't even know he was talented. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be another superhero. So they came up to me and said, do you want your exclusive? Do you want it to be a alternative suit to Quicksilver? Do you want it to be a different Evil Len? Like a paint, like a paint alternative kind of thing? I was like, no, I wanted something different. I don't even want it to be a superhero. I wanted it to be like an
iconic, character.
An iconic human being. If I could do it, I'd make Martin Luther King Jr. Just not because of that, just because it's something different. So we got this piece, and I have a second piece in the works with Iron Studio, but that'll probably take another year and a half.
Is it sports themed still, or something different completely?
It's completely different. It's going to be pop culture. But they do ask me, hey, do you want another soccer guy? I'm a soccer fan. I still play soccer. But anyways, not the point. The point is, I wanted something different, and I will have this piece at StatueCon too, so you can see it. It's doing very well for what it is, because us statue guys like us, man, like JWR there, like I see all these Jokers and stuff and Batmans. You don't think about Diego Maradona. Who the heck is this guy? Like who the hell's a soccer player? I don't even know soccer, right? But there are certain people in the world that, like, man, that's awesome. That's never happened before. You know what I mean? Sure, PCS does basketball, which I applaud them for. Larry Bird, those are iconic for them. But this is a world thing. Soccer is just another world level iconic thing. So we're working on it. That's something else that I want Collector Zown as a company to do. I want it to be. I always wanted it to be a little different. Okay, StatueCon, which is really honoring you guys, really. Like you guys, without you guys, there is no StatueCon without us. You know what I mean? It's just a big network thing. So now this is our exclusive statue. So we have this going. We'll have probably, like I said, 150, 180 of them in the world, maybe. Then they sell out, and that's over with, and that's it. But it's something on the books. That's there. We did it. We've done it. It was a goal, and we did it. So we'll do it again, and we'll try it. So, but whoever doesn't know that character, he's not a character. He is a human being.
Right.
But he was a character.
He was. Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong.
In real life, he was a real character.
I just encourage somebody to go on HBO or whatever and watch his documentary. If you don't know who this guy is, that was the best documentary I've ever seen. Was the HBO one, because it's him talking about all the BS he did when he was. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody else telling you his story. He's like, yeah, you're talking about a 15-year-old kid who they gave him everything in the world. What would you do? Right, kind of thing. So
wow,
yeah.
That's awesome.
But,
that's awesome. Well, a great story, and I'm really excited that you got to bring that to life. That's really neat. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Speaking of bringing things to life, I'll put it back to the artist here. I got a question from Jim. Said, how many projects do you work on at one time? Do you guys have many sticks in the fire, so to speak? Are you guys working on all sorts of things at once, or do you focus on just one project at a time?
I think in the present we work about 2 to 3 projects at a time. Yeah, actually, I have the privilege to being able to assist a lot of reference for me, like Martin, Danny, for example, Will Harbottle, Matt Black. So I had the chance to work maybe in 2 projects at a time, and it was amazing, mind blowing. So I have a very few years in Sideshow. I think I don't remember correctly, but I think I have 3 years in Sideshow, and I have the chance to work in almost 15 figures. So
Yeah,
it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Same for you, Martin. Just do you also work on multiple projects at the same time?
I usually, but right now, I mean, I can work in the main one, but in the times that with approvals go one back, you can start doing some mock-up from the next one, doing some explorations. So also trying to do some stuff for myself to don't lose the kid part, right? I start doing this job like a hobby. I was doing these things for myself because I love the creation of characters. So, and I get the lucky enough to can do that like a living way to keep my family, and that is something, and I really can believe I still lucky I am to do that. So yeah.
Absolutely. Have you ever had a character where you've sculpted and got really far in the process, and then for whatever reason they didn't use it? Has that ever happened?
There is a project I'm still waiting to come out. That is some license that by Sideshow. So I really love to can see that on future, but can't say more about.
Okay, all right.
Great question. That's a great question.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but there were some projects related with, for example, with the Court of the Dead that take a long time from the times I finish, and maybe even when they was showing in the Comic-Con, till that get out to the public. So yeah, that kind of original stuff usually take more time for the process, the development, they take care of the piece and they find the right moment. It's not the same when you are working with Marvel or DC or more popular license.
Is it easier to do, like, I mean, Court of the Dead, for those of you that don't know out there, that is Sideshow's own property. That is their creation. So is it easier to do something like that where you don't have to, like, try to meet people's expectation of what the character should look like when it's your own creation? Do you prefer that, or do you like the challenge?
I love to do originals. Yeah, I love to do originals. But if I work like I do usually with the license, I try to do characters where I can put what I feel about that character. Not too much thinking about what the people will say. It's not more trying to figure out what I would like to see that. Mm-hmm. What I understand about the characters, and obviously what I understand about the industry. Sometimes go better, sometimes not so much. But that's a good thing. There is always a new piece that will be coming, and
that is one thing that's really nice about Sideshow, that Sideshow has always done, is Sideshow always delivers their version of the character. You know, it's not necessarily this artist or like this comic book artist. And I do like that too. I have a lot of Prime 1 statues that are like that. That's from a particular story or a particular book. But I've always liked that Sideshow's kind of stuck to that vision of creating their own version of the characters.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really appreciate that. It's really nice.
The most I love. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The get the chance to play with that really popular character and trying to bring your interpretations, obviously inside the box, that what that's mean. And I think that's something that Sideshow really is the first on top on this, because they allow to you to play with that, and they know with who they are working on. They know that the quality of the artist. So it's no way you will doing something really crazy that people will go, hey, what is that? I mean, they know you are knowledge about, you have some freedom, but you need to respect what is in
does that make the process more difficult to get approved by, like, say, like DC or Marvel, if you start changing certain elements and coming up with your own elements, like the character's costume or something?
No, maybe you can choose something. Maybe there was in 1 or 2 or 3 the comics, what do you call los cuadros, Marcos?
The panels.
panel. Yeah.
panels.
Panels.
But maybe on the license say, no, you know what? It's not something really popular, so we will not use that. But you know that you are doing something that maybe will not be approved. So it's like an alternative. So you propose that. You go what you know what you need to do, and if you want, you can propose. I mean, it's your time. So you say, okay, you know what? I want to share this and present that. We'll see what happened with the license.
Would you now own that design? Say if you come up with a certain costume for Batman, for example.
That's a good
So
question.
that's like considered like your concept, like your specific design, like to where now they can't use it, or is it like does it go like back and forth, vice versa, to where
if I do something related with any license, Marvel or DC, can be my interpretations. Nobody did that before, but as soon you did that, it's property of.
Yeah.
That DC or Marvel owns it. Yeah.
The same happened with the comic illustration. I'm a very good friend of Ariel Olivetti, right? And he made the Punisher. He made many characters, right? Really on his own style. And we did some pieces on the past in relation with Sideshow. But for example, for cover he did for Marvel, there come some action figures with exactly the same designs.
Yeah.
And he never was asked for
that.
You
don't get credit
with a character that is created by these guys. You are bringing your interpretation, but the character have his owners. So
wow, that's a good question, Eric.
Yeah, that's a really good question. That is a good question. Wow. We've kept these guys for an hour. I didn't want to keep you too long. Jeff, do you have maybe one more question to ask, or do you before we let these guys go?
I have lots of questions.
Shoot.
I would like to know from Martin, you've got a great collection behind you there. Did you start off as a collector or a sculptor? What came first?
To be honest, I was too poor to collect anything. So I started doing my own stuff. So I started collecting my own stuff and I continue.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I started doing my own kind of toys or characters. Using what they have close, so that gave me the chance, forced to be using my imaginations to resolve some issues. So that really helped me a lot, and here I am.
That's awesome.
I actually have a question. How difficult is it to get the portrait that you want? Do you submit one portrait and they say tweak this, or is it kind of like your
sometimes go like this, but one thing I want to remark is I don't do real portraits. I mean, for actors or things like that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I really like to play and put what I see or what I see the character when I'm playing with him. So try to be the more realistic things in relation with a comic character, right? I'm trying to transfer. Yeah. Well, always Bolan was an amazing artist to talking about Joker, right?
Yep.
Yes. And I try to use his influence when I do mines. So
that was all traditional too. That one, right? I think
that was traditional. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah.
So I ordered the Batman and Joker, and the portraits are just phenomenal. You did such a great job on that.
Thank you so much. I was with a lot of wishing or hopes to get the chance to do a new Joker, more comic. I mean, the previous this one was the Joker Nightmare, right? But there was kind of a too twisted, like a reinterpretation of the character. I love it to do that, but it's not the comic character I'm more familiar with. I love it because it's some original reinterpretation of a very classic character and a character I love. I'm playing with the possibility to work in a concept done by a design done by oh my god, help me please, Bryan, come here. Paul Comoda, my god, sorry, I'm old, my brain is trying to translate and some part of the information gets sleep.
I've got
Paul Comoda make the concepts, a lot of draws and interpretations and lines. So when I saw that, I became in love with the possibility to go there. And Anthony Mestas was the project manager. So we took a lot of time to try to reinterpret that amazing and crazy things going around the character to try to transform something friendly to production, because you need to put that in some piece that you can cast and mold and paint and ship. So it was a really challenger but a really passionate thing. But again, wasn't the comic character that I know or I wanted to take. So this one, the last one from Batman versus Joker, was a really pleasure. Yeah, opportunity to me to come back to this guy.
It's awesome.
Jorge, did you work?
Yes.
Did you work on the Ghost Rider? También?
Actually, I was gonna say something about that piece.
Okay, he worked on Ghost Rider too.
One of the
piece.
best things about working with Sideshow is you have a lot of liberties in the design area. You have a lot of liberties to present your own ideas. I think Ghost Rider was one of my first pieces working with them. And I present a lot of my own ideas, and they were, this is going to work. This is amazing. Obviously, they are going to analyze what is the best option, but I have the chance to present and being able to create a lot of the things I have in my mind in that piece. So I think it's amazing. You have a lot of liberties within the range of the liberty itself, but for example, one of the things I was in love is the bubbles on the jacket, on the leather jacket. And that was one of the things I love of the sequel of the movie Ghost Rider. Yes, and when I saw that in the movie, I was, damn, this look amazing. So it was one of the ideas I want to present in my own style, obviously. They buy it, so that was amazing. And a lot of stuff with the fire and play with it. For example, the portrait, the skull portrait. But it was a super nice experience, and how I say, that was one of my first pieces with Sideshow. So it was a lot of test itself, that piece.
It's a beautiful piece.
Great job. Yeah.
I have one final question for you guys. And this is probably like picking your favorite child, but do you have a favorite piece that you have worked on? Again, there's been so many great ones from both of you. So I know it's not easy to pick, but do you have a favorite piece that means a lot to you?
Man, I have 3 favorite pieces. I can't choose one. I will say the Ghost Rider piece. I have the chance to put a lot of my personal artwork in that piece, so it means a lot to me. I will say the Yoda Mythos piece. I have the chance to assist Matt Black in that piece. It was my first Star Wars piece, and I am a super fan of Star Wars universe. So when I have the notice that I've been able to work in that piece, I was super happy. It was one of the best days of my life. So awesome. Being able to work in the Mythos line with Matt Black in a Yoda piece, it was amazing. We both are super fan of Kurosawa and George Lucas art, so it was a dream come true. And the third one will be the diorama, Joker and Batman. To work with those guys, they are my reference, one of my bigger reference, and great friends. So it's amazing. I will say definitely it will be my top one.
That's awesome. How
my
about
case
you, Martin?
Is a little tough. So 20 years working with Sideshow, I need to choose in between many pieces, but for sure, the most, my favorite so far is the General Reaper. From the Court of the Dead. So that was my first original working with Sideshow, coming from the mind from Tom Gilliam, who created this universe. And that piece was created even before the Court of the Dead itself, because originally that was some kind of original from the, I don't know if the Dead or something like that, when Sideshow was doing the the Black Tepes and the Reaper, the Jack the Ripper. So this was the kind of representation of the dead in battle. That's why the first versions was a different base with a lot of remaining things coming from different eras about the different soldiers in battles. And he was walking over that ectoplasma things, bringing all that different age remainings from the battles. So, and then that come part of the Court of the Dead. So I'm really happy about that piece.
Yeah, those pieces, I remember when they first came out, like when that line first came out, it was so impressive, like how many details were packed into the Dead line.
Yeah. Paula says that I have that piece. The General is fantastic, and I actually remember seeing that piece like that you were talking about.
The question is which one?
The General. Yeah, the first one. Was that like
there was two versions? Yeah, the first version is the one with the stone base with some elements, helmets and shields and swords on the top of the base, and that was only 300 pieces, super limited. Then came a second version with a round base with the element from the Court of the Dead itself. I think we lost Chris.
Yep, he's frozen.
He's frozen. He'll be
He's
back.
very patient. Trying to understand what I'm saying.
He's doing a mannequin impression.
Yeah.
He's smoking.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I froze, guys. Sorry.
Nothing we can do. I mean,
It was an amazing pose. you came
Sculptor.
I was gonna say we have a running joke on this channel because I freeze, so that I put this banner up, and where like freeze strikes again. It's that's the way. But anyway, I was gonna say I remember when that the General piece first was that like 2011 somewhere. Like I remember it's been a while.
I think so. Again, I don't remember exactly the time, but.
I was so excited.
Big boxes.
Yeah, it was crazy big. Jeff and I had the privilege of meeting Tom at San Diego Comic-Con a couple years ago, and just he's a creative genius, just with his awesome mind, and so it was really cool to meet him. But I have to tell you guys, I cannot thank you guys enough for coming on the show tonight. This was just again a dream come true. I've been a fan of George's work, but also of course Martin. We've known him longer, and just the amount of work that he's done for Sideshow and the community is just second to none. It's just been an absolute honor to have you guys on, so thank you for coming on.
My pleasure again, and if we repeat that, I promise we'll be a little longer, so sorry for the short time.
Hey, no worries. Again, you guys have spent well over an hour, so thank you for that. Marcos, thank you for coming on. I can't wait to hear all about Collector Zown and the StatueCon event. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Again, there's going to be tons of coverage, which I'm really excited about, and just much continued success to you as well, my friend.
Well, so far, no one has bugged me, so I can stick around.
All right.
And I still got booze, so I'm sticking around. These guys can go.
They're gonna be like, "Where's my order, Marco?"
You guys, if I'm allowed.
I will say thank you so much for each one of you on this screen and for the behind the keyboards and things that share with us this time. And if every one of you have the chance to go to the statue event, we will talk in there, spending more time.
Yeah.
Awesome. And any doubt that you maybe can't say here by the time or whatever.
He will sign your pieces too, by the way.
Yeah, we were trying to
Cool.
speak like 4 days. I don't know how that will work, but
yeah, he'll sign it.
4 days speaking English will be like, oh my gosh.
You're fine. You're fine.
English is my first language. I can barely speak English, so
Same thing.
Okay, my friends.
Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you.
Thank you so
Guys,
much.
everything. Ciao.
It was a pleasure and it was amazing. Super happy to be here. We will see you soon.
That's right. Thank you. Continued success, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Wow, that was awesome.
That was.
That was absolutely awesome. Thank you, Marcos, for arranging that. That was just insane.
They're great guys. They're awesome. And you know what's funny? A good part, just give them credit too. It's not like you're paying. It's I guess you're paying these guys in a certain way, but you're not, because it's like Daniel Bell and Martin Canale. They're like, I am flying them in. Yeah, I'm flying them in. Fine, but it's not like they're doing this like they're taking their vacation time. You understand? It's like they're bringing their families. It's like, well, I guess I'll take some vacation time, and it's like, absolutely, we'll go see the fans. So this is time you're taking out of. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm paying you $50,000. Come out. It doesn't work that way. I'm just flying them out, and they're like, yeah, autographs. Don't worry about it. We're not charging nothing. We're going to be hanging out with the fans. We're not. No, they're not doing anything like that. It's not like your typical, con, which is not bad. I mean, some of those artists, they need that. They're just there to hang out, and they're going to hang out, and we're going to have, like, in Argentina, we call it asados. They're like barbecue. We're going to hang out later, and we're going to chill. We're going to go, we're going to dinner. That's the kind of event it is. So they're fantastic for doing it. So.
Well, and another thing is you don't get a chance to meet these artists very often. No. In the old days, I mean, like Jeff could probably speak to it. There was probably some of the sideshow artists there whenever they were at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
But even whenever, like, I went finally for the first time, I think there were only maybe one or two there. We got to meet Almacar, which was great. And so it was really, an opportunity, but it's just few and far between, especially that a lot of the companies are not doing the cons anymore. And right. So, a chance to meet a Daniel Bell or a Martin Canale, this is a really big opportunity if you're a statue fan, to interact with these people. And also, like you said, other collectors that are just, other YouTubers or other collectors. Just, it's very, very fun and exciting. It's awesome.
Sure.
Very, very cool. Well, we'll kind of switch gears a little bit. We got photos to look at. Anything else you guys like? What's going on with you guys? Like, what's new? You got stuff coming in. Obviously, I mentioned my Deathstroke is going to be shipping, which I'm really excited about. Dan mentioned earlier, and Dan, good luck today, my friend. Just want to say that. He's going to be getting the sideshow.
Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah, Gotham by Gaslight. Thank you very much. I went blank there. Great piece. I'm on the wait list for that. I keep hoping that it'll convert because I really would like to have that piece. But anything else you guys have coming in? Obviously, it's business is kind of picking up here, it seems like, lately.
We had a shark in the neighborhood today.
Oh, my God. You and everywhere else, apparently.
Yeah, they closed our beach down today.
What's going on? Did you see that? Like, there was 100 down in Panama City in Destin?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't.
Like hundreds.
Wow.
Just right by the beach. Like, it's crazy. That's where everybody's vacationing right now.
Right.
So that's kind of scary.
It was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm super jealous of your son. You said he might be seeing Joker too, but tonight was
it was really funny. So one of these Facebook ads come up and it's see a free preview next Thursday night. And so I click on it, and it's an R-rated musical. So right away, I'm like, that kind of sounds like Joker too.
Yeah.
So I go into it a little bit more, and one of the questions they ask when you're trying to sign up for it is, have you seen these movies? So it's a list of 12 movies. 11 of them were musicals. The 12th was Joker.
Okay.
So it has to be Joker.
Yeah, got to be. Well, it's considered a musical, kind of.
Yeah. So then I go further, and they only want people between 17 and 54. And I am not within that range anymore. So he's going without me.
Well, I hope it's
they were really ID you to walk in, though.
Oh, they absolutely are. Yeah, they're being really, really careful. In fact, they even said to dress nicely because some of you will be on camera. And they might not even let you in if you're unkempt is the word that.
Oh my God, that makes me think that maybe Joaquin would be there.
I got to see
it's a marketing thing. So
I know, but that's what I'm talking about. Like sometimes, like they'll pop in and like speak, or the director will come in.
Maybe, yeah.
I got to see the Flash
all the time, and now I can't because I'm too old.
That's terrible.
You old fogey.
I aged out of it.
I would have tried to at least sneak in somehow. Like, I'm 54.
I found an old driver's license. Yeah, that's good.
But I got to see the Flash premiere, and they did the same thing. Like, you had to dress up nicely, which I didn't know. I actually went there in comfortable clothes. When I go to movies, I wear like sweatpants and the most comfortable thing.
Sure.
And I read the message, like the fine print at the last minute, right before walking in. The theater was inside of a mall, and I'm like, oh my God, it says dress to impress, or you might not get in. I ran into, luckily it was in the mall, the theater. I ran into a store, changed to my car, bought new clothes at the mall, changed, got into like, a collared shirt, button down and everything. And I got in. So
What store was it?
This is a burn. This is a burn to me right here. Vengeance 22 says it's like wearing cargo shorts and a t-shirt to a fancy dinner. So that's exactly what I did the other night. So this guy right here, we went to a VIP, which was David Finch and Art Adams and Jeff Loeb, and it just was absolutely incredible. Joyce Chen, and Klaus Jansen as well. They were all there. We got to have 6-course dinner with them. It was a nice place, really nice, beautiful hotel. This guy shows up in like just a beautiful, beautiful suit, and I'm like, and he's like telling me about that ahead of time. I'm like, I'm just going to be in, my black shirt and khakis that I wear all the time. And so, that's, they're giving me a hard time, but I will say this. I was really worried about that showing up because I had been in the con already, blah, blah, blah. I had to walk 6 blocks or whatever. It was hot. I was like, oh man, this is going to be awful. And then a guy in like a Thor PJs came in. So I'm like, I'm going to be okay here. Yeah, Thor PJs. So it was all right.
Well, everybody, I think Arthur Adams was wearing a t-shirt. And
I was going to say those guys weren't dressed up.
It's usually very hot in the convention.
I mean, honestly, I was probably the overdressed person, but that's just comfy to me. Like your t-shirt and cargo shorts are comfy to you. A suit is comfortable to me. I mean, y'all saw the shoes I was wearing in the video, and I was fine. So,
but again, the best thing about it was, so we sit down and we have Klaus Jansen. If you guys don't know who he is, he worked on The Dark Knight Returns with Frank Miller. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Iconic artist and just a really funny dude. I really thought he was awesome. And he sits down and he's asking us kind of about our life and blah, blah, blah. And I'm showing him my collection and blah, blah, blah. And he's like something along the lines of, Chris, I want to put a pin in that. Tell me about he goes to JWR and he's talking about, because the JWR owns his own clothing store. And he just like, it's like, I have this award thing and I really would like to be nicer dressed and blah, blah, blah. And so it turned into this great conversation about JWR now has the opportunity to fit Klaus Jansen for this award show. Yeah. Tell us about that for a second.
That was just, he just looked at me and he was like, I love your suit. And we just started talking. And Mo, who is Jason's wife, was sitting at the table with us.
Which she's fantastic, by the way.
So sweet. So she was like, he's got an award. We can't really talk about, the details of it, but he wants to look nice. Could you help us kind of do this? And I was like, yes, I would be more than happy to dress him. I mean, it would be a pleasure of mine. And so after we kind of broke from dinner and we were all kind of walking around talking, I put my sport coat on him so I could kind of get an idea of what size he was. And Chris looks up and he's like, what are you? And I'm like, I'm sizing him, and Mo's over there. So he's about a 40 short suit is what I kind of gathered from my sport coat. So I'm hoping this happens. It would be an honor to dress him for that. Or even just to kind of.
You have a phone call tomorrow.
Yep, I do. I have a phone call tomorrow. So fingers crossed that I can at least help and kind of give him some pointers and everything like that. I mean, I love clothing. It's like painting to me, putting an outfit together for people, and it's fun. It really is just a lot of fun.
It was just a really fun night, and you can hear stories like that and more this coming Sunday night. We are going to do, like whenever I usually do the live hangout show, we're going to have all of the guys that were there. Hopefully Damon Ledger, I think, is going to come on. Billy's going to come on, and we're just going to talk about our experiences at Fan Expo Dallas. So it'll be a hangout show where we could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, but also we'll have that whole crew just kind of reflecting on what that event was like. So that'll be Sunday night. Also tomorrow night, I believe, if it all goes well, Legendary Beast Studio is going to be doing a live stream on Facebook. So we are going to be live reacting. So anybody that's available, I know Jeff said he's available.
I think so.
maybe possibly. So whoever will be here can be here. So anyway, it looks like we're gonna have some new reveals, maybe some printed pieces and painted pieces. Maybe we'll see that painted Joker there on display as well. So that's pretty
I'm as
exciting.
surprised as Carl was that there is a legendary beast Facebook Live. I mean, is Jay going to be doing this or?
Well, I reached out to him because I'm like, is that the only place that we're going to be able to see this? And he said, he just said live reaction is good. So I don't know exactly what that means.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to do a live reaction show. That'll be 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, guys. So 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be a little bit of a later show. But they're in, where are they at? Singapore? I can't remember where they're at for the show.
Probably the Philippines.
Philippines for this Toy Con. Yeah, Toy Con. So we're going to be up late. So get yourself a caffeinated beverage or an adult beverage, whatever you want to do, and hang out with us tomorrow night. Okay.
Jay sent some pieces for us to display for StatueCon. So you will have some legendary beasts. Even if we don't sell them here, it doesn't matter. We have legendary beasts, and we have the House of Gog. House of Gog is another Montreal company that no one sells directly, but we will have their only display in the U.S. So
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's just going to be a really great opportunity for collectors to see these things in person. It's one thing for for you to watch a review or to see it here and there, maybe at a maybe by chance at like a comic book shop or something, but be able to see so many pieces where you can I'm assuming you're not going to have glass. I'm assuming you're going to have where you can just get really good photos. You could see it up close. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just really excited for you.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, no, it's something that we just want to do something different from way back in the day, and really, we're nothing without you guys. It doesn't matter about who buys it from who. You guys, when it comes to you, when I say you guys, I'm saying YouTubers. Eric does his own art thing and does. Eric's been around forever. He does his own thing, and he's amazing artist and painter and stuff. And people don't even know, that way. Jeff's been around forever. I follow all you guys. I listen. If it wasn't for this community putting us anything together to you guys spend your time and your days, you know what I mean, on YouTube and just having fun and spreading the word, this wouldn't even be. So this is really for you guys, and that's why we're bringing artists. And this is where we're trying to just change the feel of what's going on. When I was talking to Martin and Daniel too, they're like, Sideshow frowned upon this a little bit, only because when the artists put themselves out there, they didn't want the negativity of some people to hurt their, and then you have these artists fighting back saying, how dare you, they didn't want that.
Right.
But they let go. They said, you know what, this is a great event. And Sideshow just kind of came to me and said, you know what, this is awesome. Let's double up on it. And in the end, it's just going to grow for us. It's really for the community. That's cool. We're doing it. We're just throwing stuff at you.
I mean, and again, just looking at the list of people there, I've noticed that, they're very positive people in the community. They're, just well-spoken, very positive people. And that's really great to see because they're passionate about this hobby as well. And that's something that's been important to us here on this channel. It's just, being able to critique pieces, but not be cruel. You know what I mean? So we really appreciate the positive people that are going to be there as well. So that's really great.
It is nice to see Sideshow being a little bit more open. People were really surprised that they actually had a panel at WonderCon. They never have panels.
Yeah,
that's more of like an internet thing with the negativity. Everybody's keyboard warriors. I would love to see like half of these comments, like the people that say it to his face in person.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a running joke that we're going to jump a couple of these guys when they walk in. Daniel and I are just going to jump them, close the doors, and just drag them into the bathroom. But Jeff, I did see that video you did with that that panel. I think it was Anthony and somebody else. I forgot, but Anthony will be at StatueCon as well too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. He's an awesome dude. He'll jump on the show in a heartbeat if you ask him to. He's awesome. He's a project manager now, but he was a painter for 12 years. So.
Yeah, I was going to say he's been with them for a long time.
Yeah.
Vintage 22 asks, and we've talked about this a little bit, but question, why are companies not doing cons? And it really is simply just logistics. It's money. We've been told, just from the company side of things, we're talking about tens and tens of thousands of dollars for booth space. And also then whenever you consider paying your people to, like let's say Sideshow, let's say they have 12 people on staff. You have to pay them. You have to pay them to fly out there. You have to pay or travel, depending on where that's at. If let's say it's New York, you have to, pay the venue. You have to pay all of these different things. There's just the logistics of getting all these statues there.
Yeah.
That is an extremely large expense. And what a lot of the companies have figured out is that they can basically, like Sideshow, can do a live stream con. Yes, we, as people in the hobby have said, we don't always understand why they wouldn't want to have the extra new eyeballs on the products out there, but at the same time, they can reach a whole bunch of people through their live streams, through their social media, and try to capture that people that way. We're a little bit more old school, so we appreciate that probably more than maybe some new person to the hobby that is just as happy watching it on a HD live stream. But that it really comes down to logistics and money. It's just that they're very expensive and they can save a lot of money and putting that money toward other things. Like I even know, like Chad, Tweeterhead was not there last year. Actually, it was J. Scott Campbell that took that space for his large booth last year. But basically Chad said, if I don't go this year, I will save X amount of dollars, and I'm not going to repeat the amount he told me, but he said, I would rather put that into projects. I would rather put that into projects that the collectors then can get. And so I'm like, I get it. I mean, that's a lot of money, if there's not a big return on investment. And so that makes a lot of sense to me. Does it suck for the fans? Yes. But then again, that's why something like Collector Zown's, StatueCon here is going to let collectors see that stuff in person again.
Exactly.
And so
that goes both ways. I mean,
it does.
It
really
pays to
does.
advertise sometimes. So
yeah,
it does.
And this right here, the pandemic caused companies to pivot, and that's true. I think a lot of people have had a pivot period with everything they've done business wise, decisions, and some things are better and some things are worse in my opinion. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and they have to do what's best for business. And that's just just the way it is. And maybe someday, fingers crossed. Again, I'm really hoping that someday Sideshow will return. I've kind of heard that they probably are unlikely to ever do that again.
That's what I've heard. They're done.
It seems with any work, everything is just remote these days. It's like nobody wants to see each other in person anymore. So
you're spending tons of money, dude. There's tons and tons and tons of money, and the return on investment is not there. It really isn't. And then all of a sudden, you're playing off of that. Speaking of Chad and Tweeterhead, Chad and Matt and I have been talking. We're trying to still figure out what we're bringing to the show, because Tweeterhead will be part of the show somehow. So that's another one. Diamond Select's sending stuff. Gentle Giant, same company, but they're sending stuff. Q Arts is sending stuff. It's not just Sideshow. You got Iron Studio. You got PCS is sending stuff. It's gonna be last minute stuff, but there's a company out there doing something that the fans are fueling it as well. They're coming out in hundreds. It is hundreds of people. So, and I'm not asking them for any booth space. It's like, I need $1,000 if you're gonna. I mean, they're like, damn, this is a win-win, right? This is a win-win for everybody. And it's I think it's the way to go now. It's really expensive. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's so expensive.
Yeah, and it's like I know like the fees at San Diego last year, I think had like doubled or tripled from what Chad told me. And so like that's why, it's just not going to be worth their time if that's the case. And it's like if the venues charge you X amount of dollars, it's just simple math. I mean, you just if the booth was free, then maybe they would do something different.
Yeah.
Maybe if the booth was I mean, if it costs nothing to be there, then great. I'm sure they would show up, but it's so expensive. So it is what it is.
I was going to go to San Diego Comic-Con. I was going to work for PCS, their booth. I did that for Chicago. And Anthony was like, "Hey, can you do San Diego Comic-Con?" Sure, free passes, great.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, "Bud, the hotel is
Yeah.
the hotel and the flights. You're talking about a $5,000 trip for 3 days. I'm like, no, I can't do it. He's like, I understand.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's crazy. Like, what am I going to do?
It all adds
Wow.
up.
For me, it's $2,000 before I walk in the door.
Oh,
And you live close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing is like you could drive and still cost that much money.
That's
crazy.
imagine
Yeah.
sideshow. God.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys ready to look at photos?
Yep.
Yep.
Marcus, you want to stay for photos, or do you need to take off?
Sure. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here until somebody comes in here and says, "Get good."
Gives you the
Everybody's
gives you
hanging
the
out.
hook there off. Yeah. All right. Let me get the banner off here real quick. I always forget to turn that off.
I'm on vacation. That's why that's why I'm saying that. So
That's awesome.
yeah. I want to hang out with you guys. It's always been a dream of mine too. So I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Marcus, if you could get like a Super Paul Mullen made from Iron Studios or an Ollie Palmer, that'd be great also.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
We lost a kind of an icon of YouTube here recently. I don't know, Jeff, if you ever had a chance to meet him or not. I did not.
No, I didn't.
But comic historian here. It's just crazy. He had a really large following, beloved in the community. So just wanted to say our thoughts and prayers are with his family. His wife put out a post that she's going to keep the channel going, which I told my wife that. I said, if something happened to me, and she's like, hell no. That's a hard pass from the Mrs. BSC, but I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
I love his channel. I watch it. I listen every Sunday when I'm cleaning the house. And I mean, through him, I learned a lot about Marvel comic books just through his channel.
Just very sad. And again, our condolences. So yeah.
Be careful on the roads out there, people.
Is that what happened?
But I didn't know what happened. Did they ever say?
It was a car accident.
Just a car accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I knew it was an accident. I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on to some positive things real quick. I also want to give a shout out to Jim Ment. Happy birthday to Jim, and also Thor Gunnarsson today. Two great people on YouTube and in the community, and so happy birthday to you guys. Let's talk about this piece. This is the new premium format from Sideshow. This piece, I have some hate. Like you hear some, I think it's really pretty.
We only see you right now. You look very pretty too, though.
I don't.
Did I not share my screen?
You're not what I consider pretty, but I think pretty. But
Did I never share my screen?
No.
No, you never did.
I mean, you look all right.
Oh my god!
I mean, Catwoman looks really good in the back.
You could have said that while I had a picture of comic.
Yeah, we should
historian
just
on
let
it.
you keep going and talking. It would be great.
I mean, at least buy me dinner first. I mean,
Oh my lord! This is.
Oh, did you have? Oh, so we didn't see the picture of Comic Storian.
I was going to say this is what I had
Oh,
up
yeah.
on the screen the whole time we were talking about him.
Yeah, we didn't see that.
What is this? Some sort of dog and pony show we got going on here? It's an amateur hour. Okay, now you can actually see this, right?
yes.
Okay, let's talk about this piece. What do you guys think about it?
I like it. I am a big fan of X-23. This is a great portrait and pose for her.
It's tough because there's different interpretations of her. There's a lot of fan-made pieces out there. So there's no shortage of X-23 pieces on the market. So yeah, it just depends on what version of her you like best.
So that's the issue. It goes both ways because I'm more like on not the negative side, but not like in love with it. Where like JWR loves the piece, so some people out there it appeals to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it matches what they're trying to do. She's
Yeah.
smiling. She's very cartoony, but she's just smiling, but she just destroyed a couple, what is it, Ultrons or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Could be whatever it is. But, I mean, she's just smiling. See what I'm saying? It wouldn't add up to me. But I think the biggest complaint I've heard was it's cartoony.
Do you feel like they're trying to, like we were talking about anime and stuff earlier, do you feel like they're trying to maybe target a younger audience with this one?
I don't know.
That's kind of like where the feeling felt from when they introduced the character. Well, they're trying to target the female audience in the comics. they did that with a lot of characters. You get like a female Wolverine, you get a female Spider-Man with Spider-Gwen, you get a, they're trying to diverse the characters. So maybe they're, they're going for a younger audience.
That's just kind of what I felt like. It did look a little cartoony to me. I still like it. I think it's a nice sculpt. But it did kind of make me wonder. It makes me feel a little bit more like anime-y type, like it's leaning more toward that style. And I was like, okay, well maybe they're just trying to target a younger audience here.
I do like the unmasked portrait though, but then again, it's still a little bit cartoony looking.
Yeah.
She's smiling on that one too, right? Is that Eric? She's smiling.
It's kind of a grin. It's
a grin.
It's hard to decipher whether she's smiling or I'm about to kill you.
Right.
They also teased Mystique back here.
Yeah.
That's our bottle.
Which is sorry, I had some more photos of this one, but yeah, there she is right there.
I'm curious about that one. It looks interesting.
Of course, we love Will Harbottle. We're big fans of his, and so I can't wait to see it. It looks like it has a light up feature, obviously, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's a few extra photos that we didn't get a chance to look at, but I still think this looks nice. I really like the flow of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's telling though. I mean, the exclusive is 200, and Sideshow, when they get below 50, it goes to almost sold out, and it hasn't done that, which means they haven't even sold 150 of these.
Wow. And
it's been up since last Thursday.
That Mystique piece reminds me a little bit of a comic book cover that I really like, but it also really reminds me of when they did Domino sitting on top of the slot machine.
Yeah, very similar pose.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a light up on the base down there too. Looks like it.
It sure looks like it. So anyway, I'm sure we'll see some more, maybe at the Sideshow Con event as well. We'll see her probably revealed.
Yeah.
This one's going up. We had a lot of XM news in the last day. Actually, I already filmed a reaction to that, so that'll be up tomorrow if you guys are interested in hearing what I have to say about the video that Tyler and Ben put out. It is a great watch. It's about 45 minutes long, so it is long, but there is a lot of information in there, and so this is a piece that they actually announced that they're going to do some artist proofs of these, where Sang and Ben are going to hand paint these themselves, which I thought was interesting. Maybe they said maybe 20 of them.
29, which is supposedly sold out already somehow.
Oh, is it really? That's crazy.
That's what I heard.
So now we got to see this fully painted. I know we've seen this one before, but what do you guys think of this one? Do you think this one will be very popular among fans?
So I have a little issue about just going back to the whatever they would call them, the Prestige or whatever. It's supposedly a better paint job. You're paying more money. Supposedly, the base is signed by them. I feel like it just naturally come as good as it can get from the factory in the first place. But
right,
that's just I think they're that is for fans of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think that's kind of like we're fans of XM, so we want XM, the owners of XM, to paint it. I think that's kind of what they're thinking. Because I agree with you, their paint job shouldn't be better than the factory.
Which I always thought their paint jobs were always amazing. So I'm curious to see how much more amazing can the paint get on their statues. So,
yeah, I think it's more of just who paints it.
Yeah,
I think that's the draw. It's a cool piece.
I do like this Batgirl portrait better than the first one.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like it better from this angle. Otherwise, I'm not really wowed by it. Comparing it to the other dioramas that they've done in the past. I don't know.
I think they'll obviously do a villain version as well, which I think I would probably like better. But it is cool. It's kind of along the lines of Sanity and the success they've had. By the way, if anybody's selling Smoke Sanity, I'm interested. I know it's a long shot, but I'm going to try. I'm going to keep trying. I'm ready to get it.
You'll find it. You'll find it.
Speaking of Sanity, Marcos, you really having GFX? I noticed GFX was on your advertisement. I haven't heard from them in a while.
GFX is still around. They're still around. They've made a couple of moves to get some of their stuff coming in. You know what I mean? But I still actually ship stuff from them. Here and there. Yeah, I do. They're still there.
So they're not physically going. Andrew's not there, right? They're just sending you stuff.
Andrew should be there. Yeah, he
Okay.
should be there. Yeah, he
Nice.
should be there. The thing with Andrew is that, he's just really bad at answering emails, right? And just being honest. It's just the way he is. He doesn't answer. You have to answer back to people. So, I mean, he should be there. He is there. So that's the one I report to. So, but that's for GFX. I mean, they did stop distributing a lot of this stuff. So.
I was gonna say we've heard kind of some rumblings there, so at least that's good to hear that maybe
Just
there's some
it reminded me
positive
because the last I spoke to him, he actually said he has like a personal smoke version Sanity. I don't know if he still has it or not. It's been a while.
Oh, I don't know. He can probably. The thing with XM pieces is, my opinion on this piece, it's nice, whatever. But XM really can't. They can't compete in their 1/6 scale in the United States. They got this stuff piled up in warehouses, and nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. So. Unfortunately, that's the way the market is. You got Tweeterhead plus other companies who are just competing. You can't beat them on pricing, and XM is expensive compared to the other pieces.
Well, it's interesting that they just announced yesterday they're going to be doing a whole line of 1/6 Marvel.
That's
so
cool.
It'll be interesting to see if they can move those if they can't move the DC stuff.
Can they sell in the States? That's the thing.
That's a good point. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, they can't even move this stuff. They really can't. And XM is one of those that I keep telling people. I want to be honest with people, right? So, people come to me and say, "Hey, what about this company, that company?" XM's one of those, and say, "Hey, when there's smoke, there's fire." So just be very careful what you do with them.
Just be cautious.
I wish them luck.
Yeah. We mentioned Tweeterhead earlier. Threw in some photos. This was the prototype of the Mr. Freeze 1/3 scale. Good God, guys, this thing is awesome.
Cool.
This line is so cool, and I want to thank Chad again for sending me these to show you guys. Of course, they've already been shipped back. This guy was going to go into a painter. I actually saw a render of it painted, and I really like the color combination. And so I'm really excited for everybody to see this one. But man, it's really big, and just so well done. Of course, this is not painted yet, but it's a fun piece. And then of course Batman as well. They're just awesome.
That's a
Marcus,
great.
what do you think of this line, Marcus? Do you like the bus idea?
It's fantastic. The problem with Tweeterhead right now is they want to go direct.
Yeah.
So Chad's going the direct. He wants to break free from a lot of things and a lot of people and sideshow and stuff, and wants to do everything in house. And when that happens, I really can't support him the way I want to. It's like I don't get anything. So when people say, "Hey, can I get Tweeterhead from you?" No, you got to go direct because he's not giving out the wholesale stuff. So, I mean, until that happens, yeah, but he's doing fantastic. I mean, it's smart. 350 pieces here. He's listening to you guys. He's listening to the fans. Do Killer Croc or whatever, Clayface stuff. People want all this stuff. And I'm always about small. I'm always about like Iron Studio. I really push out there. Because if you guys haven't seen that in person, and I understand a quarter scale stuff like other big pieces, 1/3 scales. But if you want 1/10 with great quality and gives you space and you're budget friendly, that stuff is awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I was about to say. These pieces resonate better for like a retail store. Somebody that's walking into a store, it's going to catch their eye because it's cheaper. It's easier to carry out the door. It's not like some huge statue that you have to invest a lot of money in. Yeah. It's more of like a spur of the moment. They might be like, okay, let me buy that real quick.
Yeah. He did say that they're probably going to shrink Mr. Freeze down just a little bit. They didn't want him to be so much taller than Batman. So I think they're going to shrink it just slightly. And then also, let's see, what could I talk about? Chad did send me some drawings of Grundy. And so he's looking amazing. And so more to come from Tweeterhead, guys. More to come. Oh, there's
this is the switch out I want for the free.
Yeah, this is the switch out. I think this was made by you or Jimmy G? I can't remember.
It was Jimmy.
Yeah.
And, I tagged Chad in it and said, "Chad, I want this swap out for like the first 10 to order it."
That's the Prestige XM.
That's right. Don't hold your breath. But yeah, beautiful looking statue. And of course, he looks really good next to Superman as well.
Yep.
Which is just can't wait for this line. I'm very excited to add these to my collection.
More than half sold on the Batman.
Yep, more than half sold. So it won't be around for long.
That was a day one for me.
Yep, same. This is you're talking about 1/10. This is some new Iron Studio stuff that they have coming out. This is the Harley. This is based on some of Art Germ's pinup style pieces. They have obviously all the sirens that they're coming out with, but this is the Harley one. Two different versions of her with the more complicated base, and then one with just kind of a simplistic base.
They're doing a lot of that lately.
Yeah, just offering some different price points.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny how good they are at creating smaller statues that sometimes look better than the larger statues, especially like the details.
I agree with that.
I got this is
cool.
Doctor
That's part of
Strange.
that Doctor Strange part of the whole Thanos Infinity Gauntlet comic book diorama. So
Like
it's tons of them fighting Thanos. So
It's a lot of fun. Really colorful piece.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. The details are insane.
yeah, it's insane. And having them in person, I mean, like I was telling somebody in the chat, we have over 150 of these on display, and once you see them, you're like, gosh, they're really good.
Especially when
Especially
when you put them all together.
Yeah,
It's the same with I've been collecting the Batman black and whites. And I don't have very many, but one of them's cool, but if you put them all together, they look way cooler.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the Iron Studios pieces. I think once you have kind of a diorama set up, you could really create something fun. Anyway, looks great. Yeah, look at that.
The cape is just really cool how it flows through like fire.
Yeah, it's a cool piece.
Got all the gold elements too, the gold paint.
Mm-hmm.
This one's fun.
Rhino. That's cool.
It's a big piece. Be a big 10 scale. That's a cool one. Again, these are all Iron Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the texture on that.
See, I could see this in a larger scale.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, their piece is so impressive.
Yeah, this would be an awesome quarter scale. Or even
And for guys that don't know, Iron Studio does reveal all their brand new pre-orders at the end of the month, every month.
Okay.
So just in case you didn't know that.
Got a new He-Man one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just some of the new reveals. Also, I really liked this Wonder Woman. Some people were complaining about it, but I think it's awesome.
What were they complaining about?
Just it's not painted. Why would they? Who would want one that's not painted? It's like it's
alternative
it's
one.
stone, it's like it's
exclusive.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Texturing's cool, but yeah, I really liked it.
It always cracks me up when they say it's not painted.
Yeah,
I mean, it is painted.
Painted.
It's just not painted the way you want it painted.
Yeah.
It's prime.
They had a new Lord of the Rings one as well. Kate Blanchett. Oh, the likeness looked pretty good on her, even from a distance.
Oh, this is cool.
This I threw in. I thought this was really neat. J. Scott Campbell, he's doing a piece with DC Direct or McFarland Toys, I guess now. But he actually did some behind the scenes stuff where they did some drawings and some color swatches. I thought this was really cool to kind of see the behind the scenes of how he had his input on creating the statue. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most involved artists I see when it comes to providing 360 roundabout sketches of the entire piece and just everything. He gets really involved in the piece.
I asked him the other day. He is going to have his booth at San Diego again.
Same spot.
Yeah.
Nice. It was a really nice location. I mean, it's a really great booth for him.
It's a fun booth.
Yeah.
I think he's been on break. I haven't even seen him at New York in I think a year or two. He usually has a giant booth on the showroom floor.
I don't think he does very many shows anymore.
Yeah, it could be since the pandemic, I think, maybe.
Let's see if I can. Pardon me. But anyway, it's just really neat, the references. He even has real clothing ideas. It's just neat the way they design these things.
Zatan is always popular.
Yeah, and I like this sculpt a lot. I think it's really nice.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Just cool.
No, this is cool. I want one of these.
That's
this is
pretty awesome.
the Deadpool and Wolverine. This is the Hugh Jackman. I think the likeness is really incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I even saw some smiley ones today. Or somebody did the Smile app. But I think it looks
You
great.
already bought tickets for the movie?
Not yet.
Yeah. I did.
I have to.
In my town, you don't have to do that.
It opened during San Diego, so it's going to be a full-on Comic-Con crowd for opening night.
I bet these guys will be there then. What do you want to bet?
It's got rolling eyeballs.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
that purse. They got that, all these have those purse rolling eyeballs thing where you can change the eye position. I really liked the masked one too. I thought he looked really badass.
I think so too. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, look at that.
Look how cool that is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you
Hot
imagine
Toys.
seeing that on the screen for the
Yeah.
first time?
Hot Toys continues to impress. They do great
And I'm
stuff.
looking forward to being in a full theater for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that'll be
Right.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'll end up with con crud. That's the only problem.
And it's going to be so much. It's going to be like Comic-Con 10 years ago where they would premiere movies and stuff.
Yeah, I hope
the
so.
whole crowd is going to be from Comic-Con. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it is a better, not better, like a funner experience because the opening night, the crowd just goes crazy. Like people are
that's fun.
clapping and cheering. I can imagine as soon as he comes out with that cowl on screen, people are just going to go crazy.
Yeah. This I just threw the Funko Pop in here because I love the Long Halloween, and that's what this is from. And again, just being able JWR and myself having dinner with Jeff Loeb the other night. This is just like, I have to throw this in. It's so cool.
Yeah, I like all those variant covers you shared on Facebook. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is from a fellow collector. This is the Queen Studios quote unquote life-size T-Rex.
Wow.
Look how this thing is insane.
Where's that go?
That's not as big as the one I saw a weekend or two ago.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The ECC one is a
I was
lot.
gonna say that was ECC, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
Half scale, maybe.
I actually at one point actually kind of considered this. I'm like, it'd be since I have the Bat Cave, I need the big T-Rex in here, but not gonna happen, I don't think.
Or a giant penny.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be probably giant penny might be cheaper. I don't know.
It's flatter. You can hang it on the wall easier.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Crazy.
For a Jurassic Park fan, that's awesome.
Oh, look at the eyes. Eyes are killer.
So crazy. I just like it's so neat to see something like this set up, and just insanely big it is. Like it's it's just absurd.
I guess it's sitting right there. He's just
crazy.
He's already got the light on it.
This is the new teaser. This is a 1/3 Darth Maul from PCS.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Say the likeness looks fantastic. It's kind of nice to see this. Like you always see like the cloaked version lately. Like so, this is kind of cool.
Well, some people are complaining about that.
Well, of course they are. What? The collecting community complain about something?
I think this is going to do really well for them, though.
I do too. I think the likeness is fantastic.
Yeah.
My complaint is they killed him off too soon.
They did.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
You watch Clone Wars, you'll be fine.
That's right.
He's been around for a long time. Too long, at that point.
I got introduced to the movies.
Yeah, I got you. I totally understand. That
this
comes
is the
out
base.
tomorrow. Pre-order tomorrow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the base has a kind of it's kind of like what Legendary Beast is doing a little bit with the storytelling, but it's like inside the base, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Good idea for it.
If they light it like that, that's going to be really neat.
Hope so. I love it. This was an in-hand photo. Actually, this is the production of Queen Studios. This is the Henry Cavill Superman. And some people are like, well, this is what they showed as a pre-order, and this is what people get in hand.
I don't think either one looks good.
Oh.
So that's that. And then that's that.
I mean, it looks close to the proto except for the hair.
Yeah, is it just the hair?
It's the hair and the eyebrows to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just the angle. I don't know. Maybe it's the hair.
This is why I will never buy a piece with rooted hair. I just don't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's I still think it turned out. I still think it looks like Henry Cavill. I still think the likeness is there, but
Yeah.
I agree with you on the hair.
he's one of those guys that's kind of tough to get right. I mean, there are a number of companies that are doing pretty darn good with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, they are.
But Cavill seems kind of tough.
So does Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Must be a Superman thing.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Matt Martin. He had this great Penguin commission come in this week. If he was going to be on the show, he wasn't able to make it tonight, but looks great.
Who did this?
Oh man, I don't know. I can't remember.
It's incredible looking.
I just like the Batman in the rain back there. It's just cool. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with everybody. This is from In Art. Look at that likeness.
I thought that was like a real photo for him. Like,
yeah, it's a 6-scale figure. Just incredible. Really nicely done. So that has started to ship now. But I was like, wow, that's incredible. We actually got to see this head, Jeff and I, in San Diego.
Yeah, John was carrying it around.
Yeah, just the head.
Just the head.
Okay.
Just the head. You can insert your own joke if you want. It's up to the audience. This is also In Art. They've revealed their Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. This one looked really good.
It's close.
Yeah, I think it's. I showed this to my wife, and she's a major Harry Potter fan, and she thought it was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is the knees. You have the bad seam line on the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, her knees are really like that.
It's like at
They have
this
an
point
issue with her wrist too. Is the same thing.
Yeah.
at this point I feel like they should do the seamless bodies on these. Like it's just
Yeah.
they could just easily improve that, but I get it might be cost saving, but likeness is pretty good there to me.
Well, you're not going to put her in a dynamic pose, right? She's not going to fly up in the air like Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Leave her like that. And without the joint. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have the cape, you could hide it, but I mean the
Right.
cloak. But yeah,
The cloak, right?
But anyway, and they also teased Ron Weasley in these photos as well.
Well, that's one way to hide the portrait. Turn it backwards.
Yeah, just turn it backwards.
Looks
So
just
it's pretty creative.
Ron looks good too.
The funniest part is they actually have the bases wrong, so they have her on Ron and him on Hermione. So shame on the photographer on that one.
You guys don't collect Hot Toys a lot, but when you do, we get these corrected plates that come in. They spelled Wolverine wrong, or they spelled Anakin Skywalker wrong. So you got to put the new sticker on it. It's like, get it right. You think you're gonna get it right.
Yeah. How hard is it?
Oh wow!
It just happened.
This is a piece. This is a 1/10 scale piece from PCS. They're doing some Gamerverse pieces in 10 scale. So these are going to be real affordable. This is a Venom version. So they have this blue version, which I thought looked really fun. Again, it's kind of cartoony, but if you're into that sort of thing, it's a fun piece. If you collect Venom, nice pop of color.
Mm-hmm.
They are polystone. They're not PVC.
Not PVC. And then they also have the more traditional black version as well. So these are fun. And then they also had a Spider-Man tease to kind of go with it right here. In red and then black.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So these are 10 scale that I don't think they're up for pre-order quite yet.
That's cool. They positioned them so they could you can set them up as they're fighting.
Yeah, it's smart. This is a McFarland Superman that I thought looked pretty decent.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yep. Jim Lee posed them.
it's got the fabric cape, which I don't love, but I thought the sculpt looked pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's the Jim Lee art.
Yeah,
Looks like it.
yeah. I think it's what it's based on. I saw this one went up today. I don't remember the company. It's a newer company, but they are licensed.
It's
Quarantine.
I thought this was kind of a fun piece.
Yep.
Have they been around for a while?
They probably came out during the pandemic. Huh?
They've done a few others. They did. Didn't they do
Nobody got that joke? Quarantine.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
But I think you're right, though. You're right.
Didn't they do the Betty Page with the riding crop?
I think
you're
so.
right.
Yeah, I
You're
think
right.
so.
They did do that.
And then they did something else. What the heck was it? I can't remember. But it's all this kind of cheesecake stuff.
Yeah, but I saw it on Sideshow today. I was like, oh, that's a cool piece, actually.
Yeah, it looks good. I think they're 1/5.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, that's nice. It's a little different take on her.
Yep.
I liked it. These are some production photos of the J&D piece. This is the Liv Tyler from Lord of the Rings. I think this likeness is really pretty darn good.
That looks good.
Yeah, I can tell who it is. Yeah.
I think it's one of J&D's better ones.
People think it was improved with the production piece.
It had to be. It looks improved.
Yeah, I think it's not. I feel like this is one of the first ones where they don't have some of that droopiness.
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel like she looks young. She doesn't look old like some of the pieces. I feel like it is an improvement as well. I tip my hat to them. I feel like this is one of their better pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Pricey, but better.
Combed well.
Yeah,
right.
Jeff Morris would be very, very happy.
Yeah.
But again, that one, it looks like it will probably be shipping soon, would be my guess. That's it.
Wow, that was quick.
I was going to say, we didn't have a ton of photos tonight. I think we only had about 100. So not a ton, but some good stuff in there. I feel like we've kind of been in a little bit of a lull, but I think business is about ready to pick up again with the summertime.
Keep talking. I got to grab something.
All right.
It sounds like if Sideshow's having a convention for a month-long process. So.
I said, Jeff mentioned that in our private group, and I said, I just feel like that's going to be really hard to keep collectors' attention for 4 weeks.
I know. Usually a week feels really long when they do that. So I don't know.
Do you think we'll get a Riddler?
Go ahead, JWR. Sorry.
Do you think we'll get a Riddler finally?
No.
I don't think we will. Yeah, I don't think we will.
No.
I think we'll get something. Like last year they premiered the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
You probably get Weapon X, and Weapon X is supposed to be a really fantastic piece, and of course Constantine. Every artist I've talked to is like, Constantine, you'll see. I'm like, all right, we'll see.
The hard thing is, like, the Prime One piece is so loved. I'm anxious to see how people compare the two. Like, I'm hoping that it's as good as the Prime One, and it's sounding like it's going to be. I think it'll be. I just think it'll be different, and that's what'll set it apart.
It just seems like a lot. Like, how do you, like, unless they're not going to do like every single day, it seems like a lot to do an entire month. I don't know.
Well, they'll do reveals on Tuesday, Thursday, and then there'll be game days and
recap and
all kinds of crap
for a month. Wow.
Yeah, that's
4 weeks.
The 28th.
Well, yeah. I know they're doing the physical Sideshow Con the week after us because after our event, Daniel and Martine fly, and Anthony and Jesse Lincoln, they all fly back to LA to do the Sideshow Con. So maybe there's something there that they can be in physical, presenting something else or whatever. And then after that, San Diego Comic-Con, they take a break. But they're not going to be in San Diego. But they don't want, we did it on purpose. It was like one event, another event, another event. We planned it well. So
very strategic.
And aren't they doing like some other type of event the last week of June? I think it is. Something?
Yeah, there's some short summer event. They're doing so many events this year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I got to show you what I got my wife for her birthday.
Let's see it.
It's a Jeff and Julie pop.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is hilarious.
So she's got her laptop and her cup of coffee, and I've got my tennis racket and tennis ball.
That is fun.
That
is a lot of fun. What'd she think?
Oh, she loves it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Customized Funkos.
So you can go on Funko's site and personalize them. It's really fun.
I tried to do that, but I didn't see an option to actually order it. I thought it was just like mess around with it online, and that's it.
Oh, no, that's my money.
The real question, though, Jeff, is why would you want your own Funko Pop when you can have your own BSC?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That right there is nightmare fuel.
So I kind of regret not doing that because at WonderCon, not this year, but last year, it's probably the same company where you had that done.
Yeah. Was it like a big white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the representative, the guy pushing it in the aisle of the convention, his name was Johnny Avocado.
Wow. That's
And
got to
yet-
be real.
He admitted that he had changed his name legally to Johnny Avocado.
Wow.
He was hysterical to the point where me and my friends took our picture with him. And we were very disappointed that he wasn't there this year. He was a really funny guy.
I think that there are branches, like they have like 3 or 4 that travel the country. I think the one that, because they were in Dallas again, and same setup, same guy. It was like, but I bet it was a different guy probably.
So how much was that?
I don't remember. I think it was like 300 maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Were they in Dallas this weekend?
Yeah, they were there. They were right across from like where you remember when we were talking to Ryan Brown?
Uh-huh.
I think he was right across from him in one of those side aisles right there.
I completely missed that. I would have jumped in.
Next year.
Yeah,
Next
definitely.
year you can do one.
Jeff, what do they charge roughly for just like one pop that looks like you?
Oh, I don't know. This was like 70 for the pair.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Marcos, is Sideshow sending you the Wolverine Berserker?
They talked about it. There's the problem. Yeah, the problem with it is that you don't know what happens. Like they can say yes, yes, yes. They're talking about especially the Red Hulk exclusive because it's a retailer.
Yeah.
It'd be the perfect time to send it to me, and they're like, "Oh, I think we just send it back to China." There's a lot of logistics to it, so it's tough. Last year for our grand opening, we did have a PCS, prototype. We had the RoboCop and some other pieces. Sideshow's trying to do that. I mean,
the thing is, like doing a YouTube channel or owning a retailer business. There's a lot of conversations that we constantly are having with companies.
Yep.
And some things work out, some things don't.
Some things don't.
There's always like the best intentions, I think, but it's like there's logistics that sometimes we don't always understand, or we don't always have the behind the scenes information. But it's just one of those things where you get what you get, and if it works out, it works out. So
right. So we'll see. There's going to be a lot of last minute things, what drives me nuts, but
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, whatever, whatever it is. And sometimes they promise you, but honestly, Sideshow, to give out a number, it's in the 5 digits that they poured money into the StatueCon without me even asking. And they say, we're sending you this and this. Oh, these guys will be there. Send you this. And I'm like, wow.
That's cool.
And they don't ask for it back. They just, here it is.
Right.
And then be there, So when you walk around and you're, you're walking around, oh, look at that piece, look at this piece. We have like older pieces to, APs that people would die for, Thanos on Throne, an AP. I mean,
right.
who'd want that? I mean, everybody wants that, right? So it's there so you can see it, for samples and stuff.
have you had to up your insurance policy?
I'm not kidding you. Chris, I'm not kidding you. It's happening Monday.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe
it's happening Monday. I already have the appointment. It's like, there it is. It is. I have to.
Yeah, peace of mind. You have to.
Like,
yeah.
It's just,
Again, it's the logistic stuff. It's all that stuff that behind the scenes. But
it's fun.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up? Or I know this probably guy wants to eat.
Me too.
I ate early.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Impressive.
I was hungry.
We actually mentioned you many times over the weekend about,
Yes, we did.
We got time for Jeff to eat. I love it.
Chris and I actually had like a 5-minute conversation about how I just think it's funny every time you're like, do y'all want to continue to talk or do you want to look at photos? And you're just like, photos. You're not like looking at the screen. If you're looking down doing something, you're like, photos. It's the great thing.
Let's keep moving along. I got to get to dinner. That's right.
Like, I'm hungry.
I love it. It was a funny conversation, but it was good.
Hopefully this year goes really well, like it did last year, which I think we will, and get you guys out there next year, or make it even bigger. Bigger, better. I have to. I'm in this realm that I don't know. Like I don't know because I've never been to this point.
It sounds massive.
It's massive as it is, and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I'm sure, whatever. So sometimes I don't sleep at night. I'm like, what am I doing?
I applaud you for putting this all together. I think it's a smart business move, one, and I think, like you said, it's also about bringing the community together, which will be great.
It is. Of course, I'm a business, right? You have to, you're doing things for certain reasons, but like, Eric, I've always, you guys, I always want you guys need to be out there eventually too, because you're part of the community, and you guys do have fans. You have fans. People ask me, hey, is Chris going to be there? Is Jeff going to be there? Like, I don't know. I asked them, but they might not be. There's a lot of things that happen. Who knows? Maybe next year, maybe we do it this way. It's just the way it is. It's just, people have things that, it's either this or I go to the fan expo. If it's this, I got to do this. My kid's baseball, my kid's basketball.
Sure.
It's just the way it goes. But these companies going to Comic Cons, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be really tough for them to continue to do that. And I think that's the trend right now. They're not going to go to it.
Yeah.
So
just doesn't make sense right now, but maybe someday. Maybe.
Yeah. It'd be fantastic.
Well, anyway, I want to thank Marcos for coming on again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking about this awesome event. Thank you for bringing these incredible slideshow artists on the show earlier. That was really awesome for setting that up. And so that was awesome. And again, check out all these stuff. It's going to be happening in July, guys. You're not going to want to miss the coverage. And if you're able to be there, awesome. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Also, again, tomorrow night, we're going to do our reaction show. It's going to be 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Fingers crossed. And then Sunday we'll have our Fan Expo Dallas live hangout show. So anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. Marcos, thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And definitely, hopefully won't be your first or last, right? Hopefully you'll be
right.
back.
I'm a big fan of you guys also. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. We'll see you all next time in the Back Cave. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to this guy's channel, Secret Sanctuary, all things art. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Take care.
Good night.